Salut survivors, welcome back to SolutOdka's channel in Ancient Cities first walkthrough. This game is a city builder based in the Mesolithic and Neolithic eras, as you can see here on the time chart at the bottom of the screen. I rapidly played the tutorial to get a little feel about the game and learn the UI and learn the basics. And I will now have a little gameplay, and we will discuss a bit about the game features and what to expect from the game if you're wondering what is it that we can do in that game. I'm thinking to start at the south of France, close to the Mediterranean Sea, and we'll see what can happen there. Now, in terms of the time, the tutorial I started there by default at 6750 BC. We will try to start maybe much further in time and see how it goes. Let's see. So at first you start on this map overview, and you need to pick a place where you want to settle. I would like to settle close to the shore to experiment. So you need to pick here, migrate. I am not sure if we need during the game to migrate really. In my short tutorial, there was nothing about that. The tutorial is relatively short, but it's teaching you the basics on the mechanics of the game, which are interesting. We'll go through it with our start of the city. Now, as a good city builder slash resource management game, you need to guide your people in the game and discover technologies, build houses, and provide food and heat for your people. Okay, so here is where we start. That's great. We have a river. Let's see, where is the sea? Oh, the sea is there. We are pretty far from the sea, actually. Okay, look, that's where we are. So let's start. So at the beginning, you need first to not build a house or a housing for your people, but you need to start with some storage areas, because the storage areas is also how you give instructions to your people. So for example, we are going to put here a little storage area there, maybe a little bit too big. Let's make it small, because at the moment you cannot have multiple resources in a storage area. So let's say here we want stones, and then in this storage area, if you want people to look for stones to put it there, you need to activate this production button. That's a way to give instructions to people. That's why when you build different storages areas, then you can tell them to gather stones, gather twigs, and so on and so forth. So let's make a couple of storage areas. Okay, so as you can see here, I built a couple of storage areas. All of them are in the same settings, toggled production, and resources can get in and resources can get out. That's the mechanisms for the automation for the production chains in this game. Now we have all of this ongoing. We will need then to build at first, as recommended in the tutorial, and which makes sense, it's a campfire, so that people can cook, get warmth, and sleep around the campfire. Oh, the fireplace. Here is our fireplace. So we'll start with the fireplace. For this we need more raw stones and sticks. So we will increase the priority on the raw stones and the sticks. We'll put the campfire. Here are our resources. Probably the campfire here, and then the food on the opposite side. Get an idea of a starting ground. Good. So let's increase the priority. You will see then this little arrow showing you the priority. That's pretty convenient, because then when here we have all of these resources, right? We will prioritize the stones and the twigs. here it is. There are different type of twigs. There is a basic twig, the fine twig. The fine twig is later on useful to make tools and fishing spears. The biface also are pretty useful. I mean, that's sorry, the fine raw stones that then you can sharpen into a biface afterwards. So we have now our basic resources started, our campfire. Now, another interesting feature in the game are the groups. So you can give instructions to your people either through storages areas, and you ask people to work to fill that storage area. Another way is to have a group and give instructions to this group. So you can create different type of work groups. We can expect in the future there will be many different ones. So we'll start with a gathering group, the gather beasts. Cool. And our gather beasts, then we can then tell them how many people should be in there. So for instance 4, and we tell them to prioritize the stones, twigs, and fine raw stones. Then we'll make another group for gathering again, but this time maybe more on food, to get some food stocks. So what food can we get here? Okay, clams, rose hip. Okay, maybe we'll put 2 people to do that. So we need a storage for clams and a storage for rose hip, so that they have a place where to put their food. We also started with some dry fishes, so we'll create 3 storages for the food on the opposite side. Around this campfire, we'll probably build some houses here and there. After that, some huts. There are 3 types of huts that far. So storage. You also can make baskets, haystacks, pits. Pits acts like a sort of fridge. It's a pit underground, a large hole that is dug in the ground to provide a pretty good storage for vegetal food. Maybe actually we could try to build one once we have enough sticks, and basket once we have enough reeds. Look, we have some reeds. We are going to increase the priority of the reeds. The sticks we already improved the priority, so that we'll try to have actually a decent food storage from the beginning. So we'll build 1 basket, maybe for clams or fishes, and we'll build 1 pit. You can rotate with R. Let's try to make it looking toward the center. That would look better, like that. So the game is very beautiful. I mean, they have developed their own engine, which makes it really stunning. In the tutorial there, when I played, there were even some butterflies. I mean, I was quite impressed with the butterflies. That was looking really nice. As you can see, now each individual have different attributes and different parameters or sub-attributes. So you have, for instance, this one has a high charisma, and average other skills here, the will, intelligence. So you can see the overview of your different people here. Then the ones that are particularly good, like this one, for instance, Bedul is building right now. He has a high fitness and a high skill level. So you can select him and look where he is, and you can favorite him. So then you have a star. You can pay attention to your specifically good people. Where are they? What are they doing? Let's look what are the other ones. Some are particularly good, others are particularly not good. That's an interesting part in the game. Then you can see after they have other sub-parameters. So for example, let's take this one, Astige. Astige is clumsy, is dumb, and is repellent. So this one is not one of our best citizens. Now to build things, it's taking a bit of time. I noticed that earlier. Lack of row stones. We have prioritized it, but let's check. Maybe we need to go full priority. There was not enough priority for it. I mean, we have 20 people or so. How many? Yeah, around 20. So, I mean, they can go gather stones to make a little campfire. That would be nice. Okay. They have done now this first reed storage. No, not yet. Soon done. We can see it being built. They need a couple of more reeds. Look, while they're building here, let's go check. How does the sea looks like? Oh, we cannot go further than here. Okay. Yes, that's the edge of this area for the city. Okay. A lot of reeds here. Nice. What about on the other side? Here is the end. So that's the limit of the area dedicated to that city. Now, it seems when you click back on the world map, you can move, you can migrate again. So for example, here I could take my tribe, the Korgubas, and go and migrate somewhere else. So it might be that depending on seasons, you might have a need to migrate. Now, unfortunately, so far, I have not seen any animal to hunt. Maybe it's not yet added. I mean, the game is early access and released today. So there is obviously a lot to happen in the future in the game. Now, when I started Dawn of Man a couple of years ago, there were already some animals to hunt at the beginning, which makes sense, right? Because we play hunters, gatherers. If we cannot hunt on day one, it's a little bit surprising. So maybe it's just me who have not found it, but I played in a quick speed and my tutorial to see the future, and there wasn't there. So let's go to the morning after. Now we can see a lot of people are disappointed here because they don't find proper housing. Yes, we don't have a hut yet. We don't have a campfire. So, of course, people are not really happy. Now, some of the other interesting things in the game. So we have already covered the groups, right? For now, people are not joining the groups because it is automatically generated by the game. So it's not yet there. Let's see if we increase the priorities of the groups. I mean, we have 20 people and we have created only a group of 4 and a group of 2. So hopefully people would be able to join it. We are still working on the campfire. And our food storage here is ready. So we'll say that's for the dried fishes. So we're going to start and create a fishing group then, so that people can start to go fish there. We can see their fishes. Let's make sure we have some food supply coming in. Trident lovers. Let's say maybe 3 people. Normal priority for now. We'll just put a little fish storage maybe here. And then we'll put some dryers. And then this will keep filling our food storage here. So once again, production, storage. Let's put some simple little fish storage area here. Might not be very hygienic, but look, for now that's how it works. At least at the beginning of the game, when we cannot afford yet to build multiple storage boxes, we can just do that. Then we create the needs. Here we trigger production for the fishes, and we are going to increase the priority. This way, some people should start to fish. Now, what I noticed that sometimes people that fish are from the fisherman group, and sometimes it's not. It's not entirely clear why and how, but that's how it works, because you can give instructions either to a group Either you can give instructions through these storage areas, or you can give instructions as a whole for your entire tribe. So say the entire tribe, say here we are going to say fish. Say, okay, we want you to fish there. Right? So I find it really interesting that you can give instructions in multiple different ways. So of course the game is a little bit tricky in the sense that then once you have done that, it needs to compute all these instructions in every direction. Okay, earlier we were not having enough stones. Now we have a lot of stones in stock. The twigs we have a lot, but we need to maintain a good stock. That's also our fuel for the campfire. So you should make. Oh, someone was coughing. So you should make sure to not run out of sticks. It happened to me in the tutorial. Then I had an emergency, get sticks. But basically, if there is a problem on a resource somewhere, there will be a little exclamation mark just under it here that will show that there is a need for sticks. Okay, we have now our campfire, so people are going to gather around it. They'll be able to sleep. It's not a high sleep quality, so for improving the sleep quality, we need to build huts, but people will be able to cook, socialize, etc. Now that we have some food, we have our campfire. I would like to do something else and show to you. You have these policies. So generally speaking, you can define the labor age, the labor time, and the rationing. So here is the beginning of the game. It's time to settle, build our place. It's not time to enjoy and relax. Let's save a little bit on our food and let's work harder, guys. It's now that we want to get things going. Now, our food, yes, here we have our fishes. We have 19 dried fishes. That's not much. And we built also adjacent to it this storage. Yes, so in that storage, we can put berries, hazelnuts, rosehip, mushrooms, and clams. It depends a little bit what can our gathering group get. Here we saw rose hips and clams. We are close to the shore, so I'd like to try the clams. In my previous tutorial, I was not close to the shore. Let's try. Can they get clams? Let's trigger, activate, give a higher priority. Okay, they want a better house. Huh? So to build better houses, you have three houses. Let's go through it here, and then we'll accelerate through the night. And the building here, house. Yeah, you have the straw hut and the small straw hut. Considering the cost for the ropes, I suppose to do a straw hut would be more making sense. Then you have the pelt hut, and the pelt hut requires raw hides. And I have not yet figured out how do you get raw hides. At the moment, you start at the beginning, you have some raw hides. As you can see here, we have 9 raw hides. And we have, generally speaking, the ingredients to make the houses, except the ropes. So let's accelerate through the night, and I'll show you how to make ropes. Because I had to figure it out in the previous game. That's not... you don't have any instruction anywhere on how to make ropes. So now we have our little camp, some food, some resources. Let's get started with that. So to make ropes, you don't really have an instruction like crafting somewhere to tell make ropes. What you can do, or what I have found to do, is to build a storage area for ropes. So for the ropes we need these fibers. We'll make say somewhere here, there, and here we'll say that's a storage for ropes. Okay, now it's a storage for ropes. We trigger the production and we go to increase the priority. Now, some people will come and start to make ropes. The reeds, we have a lot. Let's lower the priority of the reeds. We will increase the priority on the plant fiber because that's a raw ingredient for the ropes. How are we doing on the other ones? Look, there is no high priority. I think we are going to lower the priority on the ones where we have some stalks, except the wood there, because we we want them to prioritize a couple of things, right? So there is no need to go gather stones if we are not yet even producing tools from the Stone Age. Now this game is taking place at the start of the Mesolithic era, I would say. I mean, so far for now. And it seems, regardless on the starting time, if it's at 6000 or 3000 BC, the starting conditions, resources are identical. The landscape is different from the one I started earlier, which was more in northern France for my tutorial. And we can expect that there will be multiple additions to the game. Okay, our fishes. Did we start to get some fishes here? We don't have fishes. Let's increase the priority. The clams. Yes, he brought clams. Cool. Okay, so now they'll be able to have food. So here, if you don't want them to eat it, you can click storage configuration so that they only store resources. You see there is an arrow going in the box, not going out. So now it's in going in and going out. So they will fill it up and they will eat it. And the same with the fish for now. So this way we'll get stocks. Here we should start to have some people fishing in the near future. Oh, here we have someone fishing, right? What's he doing? Gathering. Yeah, he got clams. What is she doing? Fishing. So at the moment we don't have many tools, huh? So I guess she's fishing with bare hands? Really? Okay, we'll soon start to make tools, right, for them to get food more efficiently. She might have a difficulty fishing with bare hands. She missed a fish, no? No, she got it. She got one fish. Okay, cool. So she will bring the fish to our fish storage area, and we are going to build a dryer so that the fish can be dried and stored here. Now the clams seems to be doing good, so we will tell the fishes to stop to eat the fishes so that they can store our dried fishes. Now under the production buildings, services, defense, the dryer. I miss the dryer. Here, production, dryer. It also requires ropes, but we have started the rope production, right? Let's put a dryer, something like this. Good. One is enough for now. We'll probably need more in the future, but so this fishing storage will receive fish, then the fish will go to the dryer, and the dryer to the dried fish here. We're good. Then we have some clams for temporary food, in addition to the stocks we got when starting the game. Now I see people carrying logs. I have lowered already the priority. I'm going to lower it even a bit more because we don't really need the logs. The ropes. So we need ropes to build houses. We need ropes to do many things. Let's increase the priority to the ropes. We need ropes and more plant fiber to make more ropes. We have good stocks of reeds, so we could make more storage maybe for the other the rose hip. So let's try to do that. Another basket could be nice. Maybe like that. Good. And then a house. People start to get house. We need straws. We have some little stocks of straws here and there, but we don't have a proper storage, right? They just piled it up. So we need... Yeah, there is the reeds and there are the straws, right? It's two different ones. So we'll need a new storage area for that. I wonder what the difference between putting a storage area for straws or having a haystack. I mean, when we have more ropes, we can do a haystack, but for now, let's just do a simple straw storage. It's only a storage on the floor. We can always move it in the future, make it bigger, smaller. That will be simpler. Straws. here it is. Okay, let's increase the priority. We have our dryer. Good. And here we start to have a lot of fishes. So instead of eating the fishes, I want you to make sure you send your fishes to the dryer. Let's increase the priority here. Okay, good. So it's already like almost at half capacity, but this way we'll start to build our storages and stocks of fishes while we are eating clams for now. Okay, we'll diversify our food later on. Now we have basically started two different food sources, one more short term, one more long term. We have multiple of the raw material storage here, our little campfire where we can spend the night and have a little socialization at first. You can see people crafting ropes adjacent to it, crafting. Him is eating. I thought he was crafting. Okay, so it will be nice to start building houses. What I noticed, it was taking actually quite some time to build these houses, so we can start one, and once it's well advanced, then we'll launch another one. You can rotate with R. There. I think for me this straw hut is simpler. Now we might not have enough straws. Yes, exactly. So what we can do here to gather straws, we are going to clean a little bit this area. There is a function here, clear. Gather. Yes, we can take our gather beasts and tell them to gather everything there. That should clear this area of stuff, and at the same time they will gather all these straws here. Okay, we now have the sunrise on the morning after. Really, really beautiful game. This engine they have added where every object is created in the world. That's really nice. And as I explained, there is like a built-in environment. So if you say over utilize the resource, you will modify the ecosystem in this area for this ecosystem that will have an impact on the long term. So when the game develops more and has more features and content added, then that will become, I think, very interesting. Now at the moment, because there is not so much yet, I mean, if let's say while they're finishing to build the house, we can have a little go through on what you can build. And so far you have these three huts, right, as we have gone through earlier. You have three different storages. We already did almost all of them. We just didn't do yet the haystack to save on the ropes, but that's pretty much it. Production is the dryer, we did it. Services, fireplace, we did it. Defense, I mean, there are no raiders yet, there are no animals, so I guess it's pure aesthetics at the moment, to build fences, palisades, stone walls. Religion, I guess in the future that will become interesting in the long term to build a civilization. And there will be perks associated to the religion, so that will become interesting, but at the moment I am not really sure what's the purpose of gathering 1000 stones right now. So I guess in the future that will be great. And then we have these different decorations. So it's called decoration, but when you look over at the well, it says you can get water. So maybe it's more than just decoration. Now, in the tutorial, I briefly built one oven and one pearl tanner. And definitely at the moment, it's only is decoration. So I suppose these are structures that in the future will be moved from decoration to production, but they are not yet the production chains of the tanner. I mean, there are no animals yet so far. That's what I have seen after a little bit in the game. So yeah, as you can see, there is not so much to build yet for a city builder. So there is a foundation with so many different resources to have very interesting resource chains. And something I have not shown you yet, we'll do that in a second when we finish to build this house. While we are watching this really beautiful rain with the sun rays, the game is really beautiful, there is no doubt about that. Let's accelerate, let's finish this house, and then I'll show you what I think is left to show you of the game at the moment. It's the tools, okay? There are different tools, different weapons, and how do you craft them? Now the game might be a little bit empty at the moment, but there is a really, I think, strong foundation to have a really good game in the future. I hope the developer, it's a small crew, but hopefully they will get enough funds and they will be able, based on that very robust skeleton, to have numerous content patches rapidly in the near future. So that the game can develop properly. There is a really high potential, I think, for this game. We can see our dried fishes storage going up. Yeah, this one we wanted to try to get some of these rose hips. Let's get going on the rose hips. Got it. Okay, so the tools. Let's go briefly through the tools so that you'll get an idea on how to do the tools. Some people are happy because now we have a house, but we don't have enough capacity for everyone, right? So should I continue the game, I will need to build more of these houses. At the moment, I will need at least 3 to be able to have everyone or almost everyone in a hut. So the tools and weapons and so on. Let's slow down for the morning to build. So here we have all our raw materials, right? So let's put our crafting somewhere here. So for the crafting, you don't have like a crafting building per se at the moment, like in Dawn of Man, but you are going to create a little storage area. Okay, no need to make it huge. Can use Alt to remove that. Cool, so it's clean, neat. And you're going to need to say make stone access. Okay, so you can do like that, and let's make 2 or 3. There, another one. It's too big. Then this one will be for fishing. Now I tried these bows earlier, and actually, in fact, afterwards I saw we had these wooden tridents, much more efficient. So I will skip the bows, and we'll go directly to the wooden trident. So to build the wooden trident, to craft the wooden trident, we need to get wooden spears. So first we need the wooden spears. So now we have these 2 storage areas. So once again, it works the same way as for the ropes. You trigger the production, and then you can increase the priority. So we'll trigger the production and increase the priority. Now what it requires, you don't see it here. To see it, you need to hover there. So here, for instance, it will require 1 by face. Where are the by face? No, it's not 1 by face. It's one fine row stone. We don't have by face actually. Let's put a little crafting of the by face. I mean, we are Stone Age. That looks like needed to get a little by face area, right? In any Stone Age museum, you have some by faces. So I guess we need to do that, right? So wooden spears. And later on we'll make tridents, but don't need to do it yet because we don't have yet the the wooden spears. Now we have plenty of stocks of many things, so we need to play a little bit with the priorities. Yeah, look, well, it's okay. We have ropes for days. Our hay is very alright. Like, here, it's not really good in plant fibers, but honestly, that is because we were doing so many ropes, okay? So we need ropes for so much stuff, so that's good to have a stocks of ropes and no bad things. We will need more small stones to craft tools and sticks. Let's look at our stick storage. Now we are fine. Yeah, our stick storage is going great. It's only the small stones, so let's anticipate here more small stones. Okay, so we have launched the storage areas to create the needs for these production chains here, right, as you can see. Now, what is probably useful to do here is to create a group. I don't think you need a group because you have different ways to give instructions, right? But we are going to create a crafting group there, say with 3 members. Yeah, 3 members. And we are going to give them a high priority. Tasks, here it is. Here, tools. So we said stone access. We said by face, and we said wooden spear. Okay, so we are going to tell them to produce these. Boom. Now we have put a high priority. It has quickly filled up of people looking for resources and loading. Yes, they are all preparing. So we tell them fill up this team, this group. So we have created the instruction to craft these tools through the 2 different means so far in the game, which is through the demand from a storage area and through the instruction to a group. So the group will fill the demand from the storage. I believe you can either do the demand through the storage or the instructions through the group. You have the option. Now here for testing purpose and show you how it works, then that's why I did both to accelerate a little bit so we get some tools. Of course, when having better tools, people will work more efficiently. When they will get some fishing tridents, they will fish more efficiently, and so on and so forth. Depending on the seasons, also, you don't have the same food storages or food you can harvest and obtain. So, for example, here you have the hazelnuts. So these hazelnuts, I suppose, would be in autumn. It's not stated here, but that would likely be in autumn. Then you have mushrooms, probably in summer and autumn. Then you have berries. I mean, it's early access, right? So there are some little issues. But it definitely is like berries, and I was able to gather berries in the tutorial. So you have different resources at different seasons, which sounds interesting. I haven't yet reached a moment when I reach the first winter. In my tutorial, I built multiple of these baskets, multiple of these storage pits, and filled it all with berries and rose hips. No clams. In my map there was no clams. Here there are clams, that's great. And these fishes and dried fishes, it's great. Now maybe one last thing before closing this first walkthrough of the game is that around the resources, you see you have this sort of like clock, I mean counterclockwise clock here, which represents, if I understood well, the spoilage of the resources. So what I suggest in order to prepare for the storage is to have multiple of these baskets here, and you can play and do a little bit of micromanagement on when is it you want only the food to be stored and not to be consumed. So you could have one that you want to be filled while another one is going to be emptied, and vice versa. That is one option. Like this one is you can get it, and you can store it, and you can use it, right? Now here I think we had fishes, and they took the fishes despite despite us telling us maybe they were starving. So if they are starving, they still take it even if you tell them not to. That would be fair enough. Okay, cool. So well, in general, I would say the game is very, very promising. I mean, I have been really impatient to play this game for a long time, and I got excited a few weeks ago when I saw that the game was about to be released before Christmas 2020. On the other hand, it's kind of a little disappointment at the moment, to be honest. There is really not so much to build. That's it. I think here in this first walkthrough, we have kind of covered what you can build. The production chain of the tools and weapons. I mean, I haven't finished the harpoon, but you got it. You create a storage room, a storage area, and you say I need harpoons, and then they will make harpoons. That's pretty much it. So the game is really beautiful. There is a really very interesting mechanism to the game in terms of the production chains, in terms of the different people, their different skills. A lot of very interesting aspects, very beautiful, but we need more content to be added to the game. So if you feel like supporting the game, you can either wishlist it on Steam, or you can even buy it, like I did, or you can just wait and check in the coming few months and next year in 2021 how does the development of the game go, and hopefully there will be a lot of content added, and that will become one of the best games ever, but I cannot say it is the case yet. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe for more videos on this game genre. And most likely in this game, when there will be a new content update, I will be very happy to look into it with fresh, open eyes. And I wish you a good day and Merry Christmas. Cheers.